Welcome to Primary ypww Lesson 11. I do not own the rights to this music. Today's topic is Sibling Series, David and His Brothers. The lesson scripture is coming out of 1 Samuel chapter 16 verses 1 through 13. The memory verse. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Are here all thy children? And he said, There remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. And that's 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 11. The target for today's lesson. The Lord wants his children to know that God can pick the least likely person to be his chosen one. No one in David's family expected him to be God's chosen king. All of his brothers were older, bigger, and stronger. They were so sure that he wasn't the one. They left him in the field to watch the sheep while they all went to the party. King Saul had disobeyed God for the last time. God would reject him from being king. Samuel tore Saul's robe and said, The Lord has rejected you. He has rent the kingdom from you this day. He added that on this matter, the Lord would not change his mind. Although Samuel was sad for Saul, he knew that God was fair and true. God told Samuel, Fill the horn with oil. Go to the home of Jesse. I have appointed a king from among his sons. He added, Take a sacrifice with you. Call Jesse to the sacrifice. So Samuel did as God commanded. The elders of the town feared his arrival, but Samuel announced that he came in peace. The elders, Jesse and 7 of his sons, arrived. Samuel looked at Eliab, the oldest. He knew he would be the anointed king, but God said, Do not look on his appearance or height. He is not the one. God told Samuel that man looked upon the outward appearance, but he looked upon the heart. Jesse called Abinadab his next oldest son. He was not the one. He called his third oldest son, Shammah, to pass by. He was not the one. So Jesse made all 7 sons pass before Samuel. Samuel said, The Lord has not chosen these. Are these all your sons? Jesse tells him about David. David arrives. He is good-looking, rosy, and smaller than his brothers. God said, Anoint him. He is the one. Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the middle of his brothers. Why do you think David was perceived as an unlikely candidate to be the king? What did Samuel do to show Saul that God had rejected him and stripped the kingdom from him? What about Eliab? He was the oldest and the others were bigger. Why do you think he wasn't chosen? Man looks on the outer appearance, but God looks on the heart. David was anointed in front of his brothers. The questions for today's lesson. Number 1, why did God reject King Saul? And how did Samuel show that the kingdom was torn from him? Number 2, how many sons did Jesse take to the sacrifice? Was the oldest son the one? Was the biggest? Number 3, where was David when they sent for him? David was anointed in the middle of whom? The end. God bless you and thank you for joining me today.